everybody? This is your host, HugePop, from the HugePop Wrestling Podcast. Tonight on Friday Night Fights, our guest is from Puerto Rico. He has been in the business for 18 years. He has made appearance in WWE. He is the son-in-law of Alpha the Wild Samoan. Welcome to the show, your current WXW Heavyweight Champion, The Cure, Julio Vertigo Rivera. How you doing, my guy?
I'm doing good, sir. Thank you for having me. And let me correct you for a little bit. I've been in the business for 25 years,
Okay, all right, that's fair.
since 1999.
Okay, that's fair. I apologize.
Oh, no, you're good. You're good. It's okay.
All right, cool. Our guest has been in the business for 25 years. He's got lots of stories to tell, and we're just going to get right into it with can you share with us, the audience, your experience as a kid growing up before you became a professional wrestler, you as a fan?
Me as a fan, I grew up watching. Obviously, I'm born in Jersey, but I was raised in the island of Puerto Rico, and I grew up watching Puerto Rican wrestling when I was a kid, watching people like Bruiser Brody. I watched my father-in-law for the first time when I was 4 years old in Puerto Rico, and I was scared of him. Like I used to hide behind my dad when they used to come from the
Wow.
curtain,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
and this war is not that big. I end up being his son-in-law. Uh, but I used to watch Carlos Colon, Savio Vega, all those people. Then later on, when cable TV come on the 80s, started popping up in the 80s, I
Yeah.
started watching AWA and WA, and I was a very big fan of Randy Macho
Okay.
Ricky Dragon Steamboat, and I was big fan of Bruce Brody, and that's why this look.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm
But
digging. I'm digging the look, man. I'm digging the look, man. So you
but
said you said Bruiser Brody. I got a real. It's hard to
yeah,
interrupt you, but Bruiser Brody. I had an opportunity of a lifetime to interview his wife, Barbara Goodish, a couple months ago. Phenomenal stories about Bruiser, about your father-in-law, everything that was wrapped
yeah.
around that era, and it was just incredible. So I'm sorry to cut you off. I'll let you continue about your
Yeah,
as a kid.
talking a little quick about Barbara Goodrich. I have the pleasure to meet her in a show in Jacksonville, and I did a cosplay of Bruce Brody in another show a couple of months before, and I showed her the picture of me doing her husband cosplay, and she was so impressed. And
Yeah. Okay.
see it, Bruce Brody. She gave me that, and this is one of Bruce Brody's chain that she gave me.
Nice. Nice. Nice.
It's an original Bruce Brothers chain that she gave me, and I had the pleasure to meet an amazing person. I really love, share that moment, cherish that moment.
Absolutely. 100%. What happened? So our guest, I don't know what happened to our guest. I hopefully he comes back.
So
Here he is. So that's amazing, man. I just got recently, about a week ago, I got a book in the mail signed by her. That book that she wrote about her husband, and that's amazing stuff to read. So yeah. So do you have a favorite match growing up as a kid that you love to watch that sticks in your head? Hello. I don't know if he froze. Why he froze? So as soon as we find out, I don't know if it's a weather down there where he's at. There he is. You there?
there you go. Yeah, yeah, it's
Okay.
better.
Okay. Better. Better. Sorry, I don't know what's going on here. Um, is there a match
Yeah, I
growing?
heard you got that book.
Yes, got the book. Is there a match that sticks out in your head as a fan that you remember to this day?
Uh, uh, my favorite match that I saw as a kid is Intercontinental champion championship match, Macho Man versus Dragon Steamboat.
Mm,
For me, was that was the main event of that WrestleMania. For me, that's one of my favorite match ever. I can go rewatch it every day, no problem. I know every single detail of the match, every false finish. There's 23 false finish in one match.
right.
Yes, that match is perfection.
That is awesome. Um, what? So what happened? What happened in your childhood that you said, I need to get into the business of wrestling and I'm going to start training? So can you walk us through that and where you trained at in the beginning?
Okay, when I tell my people a story how I started wrestling, and then they look at my image, they don't understand quite, frankly, what happened. Okay, I was a fan all my life. I was a big fan since I was a child, like 4 or 5 growing up. And I had an uncle that was a wrestler. He died 15 years ago, Big Time Charlie.
Okay.
And but I never saw me as a wrestler. I never saw me as a wrestler at all. I was a dancer. I used to do acting and modeling.
Okay.
That was my hobbies. I played baseball, basketball. I did a bunch of stuff, but never saw me as a wrestler. When I graduated high school, I needed to do some extra credits in college. So I decided to try out for the wrestling team.
Okay.
So I told my uncle about it, and he started laughing at my face.
Oh,
And he said, "Oh man, you're a dancer. You do girly stuff. You're modeling, acting. That's not for you." And I'm the kind of person that you dare me to do something, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna show you
okay.
different. So he goes, let me. I have a deal for you. I'm gonna take you to actual pro wrestling school. If you pass at least 1 week in that school, I pay all the fees. I pay all the school. I train you and I help you to pass the tryout on the college.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. First day, I went there. I fell in love with it. Never looked back. Stop my stop dancing, modeling, acting. I stopped playing baseball. Wrestling had every single thing I like in one.
Yeah.
It had the the the, the artistry of a dance, the the images, the modeling, the acting. They got everything in one package. So I never looked back. Fell in love, and from that day on, my focus 24/7 was wrestling, 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 wrestling.
That's awesome, man. So who was your trainer back then when you got into the
My
business?
first school was a very small school in PR, and uh, a man that I love. He's an old man. He's almost 90 years old now. He's called Narciso Sanchez in
Okay.
a Borinquen sport promotion in Puerto Rico. 3 months later, he took me to a charity show to do like a short match to see how I was going in the ring. That day, I met Savio Vega in
Okay.
that show, and Savio Vega invited me to his school because he saw potential on me. So I went Savio Vega's school. From that day on, he took me from his hand and carried me my whole career in Puerto Rico until I moved uh, from Puerto Rico in 2014 here to States. But in Puerto Rico, I trained with Sadio, with Narciso Sanchez, Shane the Glamour Boy, the Canadian Glamour Boy. I took some classes with Ricky Bandera, super crazy. Uh, every time I had a chance to go to different places or learn, I took my opportunity and went there.
Wow. So you were trained by a bunch of pretty big name guys, and look at yourself, man. You went 25 years and
Yes.
created a legacy, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Um,
now when I moved here, I started training with I trained with Jesus Rodriguez. I've been training with Ace Steel, Loki, obviously my father-in-law Alpha. I have some classes with Rocky Johnson, Haku, Ricky Santana, and I've been like collect stuff from everyone and just make it in one package and make it my own.
that's awesome, man. That's awesome. So, who is the greatest influence or impact on your career? Who has that?
Uh, if it's ever as a fan, I always like I say, I was a big fan of Bruce Brody, so there's a bunch of stuff as a worker that I use from him in my aspect as working, but also uh, I always I not, no I don't say idolize, admire Taz,
Mm,
and I focus a lot of my stuff in his way to work and thinking. But influential in my career as other than that the person that helped me like Savio and Chainsaw and another person that always was with me was my sister.
okay.
Had a sis She died 13 years ago of cancer.
Okay. All right.
And but she was the one that it was always pushing me and tell me like keep going because well, my family is full of cops, nurses and baseball players. And
Okay.
everybody followed the same path.
Yeah.
And I was the only one that decided to break that chain and move away and do what I like. And she was always pushing me. And she's the reason that never stopped.
Yeah. Absolutely, man.
She's
That's
the
great.
reason. Yeah.
That's a great
Yeah.
story, man.
The whole reason why I call myself the cure is because when she was battling with the cancer, she used to watch my matches on IWA and Channel 2 in PR.
Okay.
And she always said to me, when I watch you, I feel like getting cured. Like I feel better. So the whole reason when she passed away, as I using the name The Cure, just a homage for her.
That is awesome, man. That's very honorable. And my story is a little it's similar. My mother, she is my mom and dad are my biggest fans, but unfortunately, I lost my mom in October to cancer. And
No.
one of the last things she said to me, she goes, "Son, don't stop what you're doing. You do good. If you like it, don't stop." And you know what, man? I won't stop. I love doing it. I
Yeah,
love
don't
wrestling.
stop.
I love wrestling. I love giving you guys a platform to hear I mean, it gives you guys a platform, but it really lets me hear your stories that I would never get to know. And I appreciate you. So I appreciate that.
No, yeah. And I appreciate what you're doing. This for us to tell our story and let people know more about us.
Yeah. So when was your first real match, in ring match, and what sticks out the most about that match?
Uh, my first real match was like I told you before. They My first training took me to a charity show
Yeah.
to do a match there, and and I wrestle a guy that's big. Is known in PR. And he also done some stuff in Mexico. I think he did some Ring of Honor work. It's called Chicano.
Hmm.
He was already a name there, and I had the opportunity to do a job for him that day. And that's thing was sick of it was for being my first match, and just a kid that has 3 months on the business. Uh, it caught the attention of a legend like Savio Vega, and he invited me to his school to like, hey, this kid has something on going on. Let me help him, and give it a push.
Okay. Awesome. So what do you consider to be the highlight of your wrestling career?
Well, uh, I like everyone want to like obviously make it big in this business. I never For my when I moved here, I was already over 34 years old. I did some tryouts with WWE. They always said the same thing. You get the image, you got the work, you got everything, but your age doesn't help you. So I never wanted to sign, but at least I had the opportunity, a chance to work live shows with them and feel uh, how I feel work, over like 20,000 persons.
Yeah.
And I really, for me, that was one of my biggest moment in my career.
Okay. So if I'm gonna be a wrestler, what advice do you that comes to mind to that you would tell somebody that wants to get into the business?
Of first, when you go to find a school, uh, do some research. Don't go to any school. There's a bunch of people that say that, yeah, I teach you. I got a school. I got it written back in my house. Now do some research. Find someone that got the experience. They're gonna take care of you. Gonna help you to carry your career, not just inside, also outside the ring, and always have a plan B. Wrestling is it's a great business, but at the same time, you're putting your body in risk. And if you don't have a plan B, something happen. You have to have a way to pay your bills, take care of your family, take care of yourself, and nothing is like 100% sure. So you always tell you, if you're studying, finish your school. If you have a job, don't let your job going from wrestling unless you have a something 100% sure in your hand, that you have a contract that you say, I can live with this. Always have a plan, because life is hard. Life's not easy. Just everybody gotta have something like they can fell off if something happen when you're wrestling.
Okay. So in your work, in your wrestling matches, in your career, who do you enjoy working with the most?
Well, I had
Oh,
in 25 years, I have ton of opponents, a lot of opponents, and uh, I had a guy that I was one of my students in Puerto Rico, that he because injured in the back, he has to retire. For me, that guy was his name was Havoc. For me, at least back in Puerto Rico, it was the opponent that I can any moment. They just told me, "Hey, you booked this show with him." I just okay, just I didn't flinch. I didn't care. I just let's go and do some magic. Here in the States, I've been around everywhere, but there's a kid from WSW called Beanie Mac, Vincent
okay.
McParland. That kid is amazing. That
Okay.
kid deserves a contract in any big company. He had everything to go anywhere he wants. Believe me, every time I love to stay in the ring with him,
Awesome, man.
because I have no problem to put a 5-star match every time I step in the ring with him.
Wow, man. That's impressive. I mean, he ought to be taking that from coming from you, man. That's impressive. So I know we've talked and we've discussed me doing more of WXW roster and interviews and stuff like that. I hope to have that guy on someday, man. Hope we can
I
make that
will I
work.
will try my best to get it. I will try my best to uh, put in
That'd,
contact with you.
that'd be awesome, man. So I read through some stuff and doing my preparing for this. My question to now is: are there any guys that you face that you don't want to face again? And I seen this article and this name. I'm going to name him so you can share what your thoughts on this young man. August
No problem.
Artois. August Artois.
August Hertra, hey, to be honest about August, I will face him every day in my life. He's an ass. He tried people like shit, treat people like shit, but I like those stuff.
Yeah.
That's what wrestling is.
Yep.
Is be yourself and
Yeah.
show the people your true colors. And give it a different experience every time you go outside to the person. They always have a good bad guy and a bad guy, and I don't mind going in the arena and beat the crap out of him anytime.
Yeah. No, I had him. I had a chance to interview him, and it was a very different interview compared to other interviews I did because he stayed in character 100%.
Yeah,
He
I know he's a
he
dick.
he came he came across as an ass, and I'm like, but that's who he is, and that he said
Yeah,
it. I live
yeah,
what I do,
yeah.
and
He's real. He's raw. He's so virtual, and it's true.
yeah,
That's him. That's
yeah,
himself. And that's what I like. That.
yeah. So Vinny McFarlane's Vertigo is actually saying nice things about you. LOL. I mean, I don't know if that's for you or if that's for me. I don't know. So it's got to be for you. So Vinny McFarlane.
Yeah. That comment, Baleano, I say Vinny McFarlane.
Yeah.
That's my wife commenting.
All right. There you go. There you go. The wife is in the house. Good job. Thank you, Vin. Thank you. The wife is here. Inspirations. I know this is almost like who were your role? Well, we already asked that. Are there any specific wrestlers whose style, other than Rick? I know you said Ricky Dragon Steamboat, Bruiser Brody, but is that you have your own style of wrestling, correct? Derived from them?
Yes, yes. I have a background. I have Kido and Muay Thai background. Also some Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, and I mix it with obviously wrestling. But also, I other than that always follow Bruce Brody style. Taz, I had this like William Regal, Eddie Guerrero, Dean Malenko. I have a very technical style and power, a heavy hitter mix in between everything. A lot of strikes, a lot of suplex techniques, and I try to mix everything with my actual martial arts background together.
Now, do you think that technical wrestling style is missing from today's business?
It's well, I can say it's missing, but it's not. Some people is trying to use it, but there's no like the appreciation. I think for it is totally different than was before. People like more my new fans like that high impact, crazy crash and burn style at all spots. When it comes to technique, they technical wrestling is very rare to find someone that people actually appreciate what they do.
Mhm. Okay. So, in the business of 25 years, are there any key lessons you've learned during the wrestling career? Some mistakes you made, some lessons that we learned to make you better?
Yeah, we all do mistakes. We all do. First, learn to be humble when it is the business. Uh, when you try to be a wrestler, you learn how to shut up, listen, and don't say nothing stupid.
Okay.
Uh, also, I learned. I always had this in my head. Rocky Johnson told me once, keep doing what you're doing. Like when you step in the ring, you put them to your level instead of you going down to their level.
Okay.
So basically, what he was telling me at the moment, uh, when you step in the ring, no matter how uh, how much strength that person have or how good it is, you grab that person and elevate what he knows and put it to a higher level all the time. So
Okay.
that's something that every time in my hand, every time I go to a ring, I'm just try to do my best all the time, no matter who I wrestle. Put up, I try to put a 5-star match. Make sure every single person that pay a ticket, because that's the important ones. You,
Right.
the fans, enjoy every single thing I do, and since the first note of my song to the last way out.
Okay. You know, you said something. You know, make us fans believe, right? And I would say
Yes.
this. That's, in my opinion. A question I have. Yeah, you can answer when I'm done. Is the difference between indie show and the main stuff like WWE and AEW and those guys. I went, like I said, I was in my first indie wrestling promotion show at XIW, and the one thing I do notice that you guys do as indie wrestlers that WWE and AEW I don't think achieve very well is making it believable. I mean, because there's something about being in a mix of a 300 people crowd, and you guys are out there beating the piss out of each other, and it is real. It looks so real. It looks so life that you fall in love with it. You want to be invested as a fan. Would that be in your opinion correct?
It's 100% correct. This is one of the reasons. Okay, when you got 300 a crowd of 300 person, you are more up close to the ring, and
Right.
also everybody in that locker room they try to make it to the big stage. So everybody go there and put their 100% there. Big companies they already make it. They already have their fans. They focus more on entertain the people instead of giving them wrestling because that's what's missing.
Yeah.
Okay, what the indie is seeing give to the people, that's what missing in actual big shows.
Yes, absolutely. You know, and again, your wife's chiming in. I appreciate her chiming in. I love that advice from Rocky Johnson. Bring your opponent up to your level. Don't go down to their level. So yeah, I love that. So thank you for your participating. Is it Vale,
Vale
Vale,
and I.
Vale, and I will mess that up.
I know why.
I know why. There you go. I'm
Yes,
so sorry, man. So sorry.
it's okay. She's used to
um,
it, believe me.
all right. Thank you for joining the chat. By the way, so let's go over here. Can you share any particular funny, memorable moments backstage that happened in your promotion or the promotions you travel to around?
Wow, that's a lot of moments, a lot of funny moments. But it's there's never a dull moment in wrestling. There's always something happening in the back, and but putting the ring together, good traveling. Like just know how many times I I I have uh, apnea. I have apnea,
Okay.
sleep apnea. You know how many times I've been filmed just sleeping and snoring in a vehicle, and they doing stuff to me. So if I try to choose a, a moment, it's like difficult. Like, but there's a ton of it.
I will tell
There's
you that. Go ahead. Sorry.
yeah, that's one that I always remember. I'm gonna tell you this one. It's something. I remember there was something happening in the locker room. There was a short discussion. And they were filming at the same time. And I come out of nowhere, like, what is happening? So I'm lost in the truck. And the only thing I see is uh, one of our wrestlers, Gary Spears, walking down the stairs, and the hand of a 350 pound Samoan, 6'5", striking his head and knock him out with one slap. I don't know why I couldn't stop laughing because of that. But
Absolutely.
it's like I, not just me, the rest of the locker room was laughing. This kid is a good kid, but he deserved that
Yeah.
slap.
I can tell you. You said you have sleep apnea. Funny story about me.
Yes,
I have sleep apnea too. I sleep with a CPAP machine. I told my
I
wife for
don't use
years.
it.
For years, I said my wife. I said I'm okay. I'm okay. So, um, so we'd be playing euchre, four cards, four people around a table, and I'd be playing. I'd play my cards, and all of a sudden I'd go boom. I'd hit the floor because I'd fall asleep. So I know what you're saying, man. I know for sure.
Yeah.
So, what is the most unusual or unexpected thing that happened to you during a match?
Oof. Okay. This is a very funny story.
All
I
right.
was doing a tag team match in PR. It was an on TV for our Carlos Colon company. It was me and Rico Suave
Okay.
versus a kid called Jean Pierre Lafitte. Uh, uh, no, he was using another name in PR. It was Jean Pierre. His name's Jean Pierre. He was using another. I don't
Okay.
remember the name he was using. And Eddie Colon at that moment, before he was signed by WWE, Eddie wasn't feel good of the stomach, and my partner Rico Suave knew it the whole time. So he makes sure that at a certain moment in the match, he dropped elbow on his stomach
Oh no.
and make him shit in himself in the middle of the ring. So he had to roll out of the ring and run to the locker room and never finish the match.
Nice. Nice. That's awesome. That's awesome, man. Hey, I'm gonna ask this question to go along with it. Any funny car ride stories?
Oof. Other than people falling asleep, I remember, I think it was one time I was a guy called Mr. Big from PR and Chainsaw, and we stopped in a gas station to get something to eat. And one of the guys opened the trunk to get something, and I forgot to close it right.
Okay.
And then we start driving, and the only thing we see is every single piece of our gear and stuff flying.
That's
We
great.
had to go stop traffic and turn around and go walk like over a mile picking up stuff.
Yeah,
One by one.
that's awesome, man.
While Chainsaw, that was one of my trainers, just sitting there and recording us with his phone,
That's funny.
making fun of us.
That's funny. So we talk about fans. So I want this is gonna be stuff. How important are fan interactions for you in the wrestling business, like at the merch tables, at ringside? How important are those interactions?
Well, it actually with the fans is actually one of the biggest part. That's how you sell yourself. That's how you connect with the crowd. If you don't know how to connect with the crowd, you don't interact with the people. Nobody. If you're healed and you treat people like shit, you're an August Artois. Oh, you're a baby face and you hug and kiss and take pictures. There always had to be some interaction. That's the way that people know who you are, what you do, and that's the way they will see you when you step in the ring. If you're a nice guy, they will buy you as a nice guy. That's how you sell yourself. They know you're a baby face. If you're a heel and you will boo you. That's what you need. But if you're the type of wrestler that stay in the back, don't talk to no one, don't do nothing, people don't care about you. They don't know who you are.
Right. Absolutely. Um, so can you talk about the importance of brotherhood in the business?
Well, this okay, like I'm gonna put you the biggest example that I had, and it's WXW. WXW is a whole family. Since everyone that go there, as soon as put one step inside the locker room, they're part of the family. We treat everybody with respect. We help everyone, and if you have a doubt, something that you need and help, we're gonna be there for you. And that's very important because 90% of the companies that I've been, there's no brotherhood, there's no help. Everybody want to step over you just to have an opportunity, and
Hmm.
and that's what's missing in wrestling. The brotherhood is missing in bunch of places, and these guys only try to run over the other just to get ahead. When it's easier to help each other, and we all succeed at the same time.
Okay. Awesome. So we talked about the legends and shut. You made a statement. Shut your mouth and pay attention. That
Yep.
that to me is important for you for rookies or for newbies to pay attention to legends. Like I mean, your locker room. Heck, you got yourself. You got Alpha. I'm sure he's in the back sometimes. how important do you think it's missing from like August Artois or newbies? Do you think they miss that concept, or do you think that's well taken in the back?
Well, it depends where you go. Also depends who trained that person. That's why I said when you train to be a wrestler, make sure you do some research and you go to the right place. There are a lot of people inexperienced people that the doesn't have enough time in the business, just buy a ring and they start training other people, but they don't know, they don't respect, they don't share the business, cherish the business as the people that have been there before.
Right.
So if I don't know nothing about the business and I teach someone nothing, they're gonna go to a locker room and show to the others nothing because there's no respect. They don't know how the business run. They think they know, but they don't know. They're just gonna sit down. Someone go to him, hey, try to give an advice because in their mind they already know what they need to because they never teach them to shut up and listen and do what you're told.
Right.
They're not gonna move forward never.
Right. Right. That's true. Absolutely. I mean, I ask for feedback all the time from wrestlers. Hey, give me some feedback. What can I do different? What can I do better? So on and so forth. Because it's important. You want to put out the
It's
best product.
it's very important. And that's another thing. There's people that ask for feedback, but they ask for what they want to hear,
Yeah.
not what you need to tell them. That's another problem. I I had that situation a lot of times. They go to me, hey man, can you watch my match? Can you tell me what is wrong? Okay, I watch the match, and when I tell them what is wrong, they get mad about it.
Yeah.
Or they say, I know, I know, I know. If you knew, you didn't do what you did. So
Right.
just shut up and listen, and then after you fix it.
Absolutely. 100%. So can you describe the atmosphere at a WXW experience compared to the larger venues like WWE? What's the experience
Hey,
different?
okay, I'm gonna put it as a fan first, because the first time I went to a WXW was as a fan to watch the show before I went to actually try out for them. WXW is considered indie company, but it doesn't run as an indie. It's a total professional company that
Okay.
is run on time. This you don't. It's not these companies that they told you the show start at 7, the show start at 8, and they give you a break of 2 hours, and then you at 12, and you're still there. We start at one time. We start at 6, and at 8:30 that show is done. Everybody's happy. This I never seen fans arguing, fans fighting, throwing stuff like other shows. Everybody treat fans and wrestlers treat themselves as family.
Yeah.
That's why WSW is a family, and it's a total different vibe of any other company. I wrestle like ton of companies in Florida and other places in Texas, New York, Pennsylvania, Puerto Rico, and I travel to go there, and I still don't find a place like WSW.
Okay. Awesome. What do you see the future of the indie wrestling looking like? Are they is it going to still continue to grow and flourish?
Well, the indie wrestling is gonna always be here, and I hope there's more people that respect and want to do better for wrestling. That yes, start helping and running companies and make this the indie scene better.
Okay.
Uh, the indie scene is not a bad scene. The problem with indie scene is there's too many people that have poor training being bosses
Okay. Yeah.
and running shows like they've been doing this forever and they don't know even half of how the business is supposed to work. Uh, and I hope it grows and grows and bigger with people that actually care for it.
Right.
They're not here for themselves. They're here for the business.
Right. That's fair. As we discussed before, I am a foster parent, and I talk to my kids about they ask me, what does Mr. Scott do at night? And so I tell them, and they have some questions for you if you don't mind. Real quick
No
question.
problem.
What's your favorite food?
Favorite food? Well, I eat a lot. I okay, but it's favorite. Okay, now this is. I love burgers.
Burgers? Okay.
Burgers and whatever that small, big, but you gotta be a burger. You give me a burger, I'm happy.
All right. Does pineapple belong on pizza?
Yes, hundred
Okay.
percent.
100%.
Pineapple belong with everything. I love pineapple.
All right. Favorite book?
What?
Favorite book?
Favorite book? I'm a comic book nerd. I read every single comic book, especially Batman comic books. Books is very rare that I actually read. And my wife is a bookworm. She has hundred of books, and I have hundred of comic books. You gave me
Really?
any Batman books, I read it.
All right. All right. Favorite TV show if you watch any?
I watching TV shows. I'm always doing some like I love like action series like Mafia, and like Breaking Bad, stuff like
Okay.
that.
All right.
But I'm a big Supernatural fan.
Okay. What's your favorite sports team?
The Mets, hundred
Mets.
percent Mets fan. Let's
All
go.
right. Let's go. All right. I'm a Detroit Tiger fan when it comes to that. So
I respect the Tigers just because heavy bias. That's the only
yeah.
thing.
Yes. 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 What's your Mount Rushmore of wrestlers?
Mount Rushmore wrestling. That's good. Okay, it's Bruce Brody is on it. I have always been a big Hogan fan.
Okay.
No matter what people say about him, it's I always like Hogan, and he's someone that's very important in wrestling. No matter how bad it ended up doing, he's a face that everybody knows.
Okay.
Then there's a Bronco número uno from República Dominicana. I grew up watching him in Puerto Rico. That guy for me is one of my favorite wrestlers ever. And
Okay.
Taz. That's my choice. I know there's a bunch of bigger names around, but that's my choice.
Fishing with Will says Ric Flair should be on there.
Oh
I just
yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Those are the
yeah,
guys that I grew up watching that I love.
absolutely,
But
absolutely.
I read for if I want to put wrestling, actually you put Ric Flair.
Yep.
It gotta be there for me. Bruno Sammartino.
Yep.
It's difficult because you got so many big names.
Yeah.
Uh, because for I love Stan Hansen. Well, I'm trying to look in history to the big champions other than Lutes and people like that. So we go back and we go future, and then that's a heavy question for everyone.
That is. It's a very heavy question. So, um,
Well, at least I put the ones that I like.
there you go. That's all I can ask, man. So you get some big praise from Panther Rodriguez. He says that you've wrestled extensively in Puerto Rico and he's accomplished a lot. So these guys are just when I mentioned your name, these are what they say, man. You're respected a lot. Can you also branch it up? You trained a lot of guys at the Samoan Training School. Can you talk a little bit about the
Yes.
Samoan Training School?
I started training for the Samoan Wrestling Training School like literally like 1 or 2 months 2 months after actually try out for the company.
Mhm.
Uh, Pops, my father-in-law, he did his research and he called Savio Vega to ask about my background.
Right.
And when he knew about my background because I used to help Savio Vega in his school, he decided, oh, this kid had experience training other guys. Let me give it a chance in here. because I was bringing a different style from the island in Puerto Rico. It's very
Okay.
different. I've just been work here, and from there, I just he sit me down in his office, asked me if I could be part of his training, and I didn't hesitate. I say yes. Who don't want to be? Who don't want to be told about one of the biggest legends in WWE history? Like he trusts you enough to be one of the trainers of his school when he's one of the biggest trainer in history.
Absolutely. No, you're right.
so so I was also really, yes, let's go, let's do it. And they used to send guys. I don't remember his name. I think it's the, that the black kid with the dreadlocks that was with Maxine Dupree. I forgot his name.
I forget. I can't remember his name,
Character.
but yeah.
Yeah, they used to send guys like him. He trained with us, like guys like him, to us to train them to have it ready for start in NXT. Like Rhea Ripley used to go to train with me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, before after she moved from Australia, her boyfriend started working with us, and she started going to our school uh, to train with us, and at the same time helping her boyfriend. And from there, she started picking up some stuff until she got started getting pushed in NXT and stay there full time.
Awesome, man. That's awesome. So you had a match in Thunder Championship Wrestling a few weeks ago against Rich Port Ayala.
Yes.
Some of his goons jumped on the match and caused a disqualification. Can we talk about that?
Oh, yes. The me, Ramos, Cahagas. Oh, at least I get the backup from Cahagas and Brooke. Well, yeah, Riff Ayala, Ghost Money, and these two other goons just had to jump on it because they knew we were too strong for them. They couldn't take us. They tried everything. And sorry, Rich and your guys, we had your number. And next time, you guys paying. What happened? So
So now, did I hear you right? Cahagas is on your side?
yes.
That's a bad dude.
Oh yeah, Kahagas and Brian Brock. They're all
Yeah,
on our side.
yeah, yeah. I interviewed both of them, and I would tell you what, Cahagas, I was intimidated as all get out because he answered my text. He goes, "I can come on your show, but I won't be their face. I won't have my face won't be there." I'm like, "Oh shit." He goes, "I'm not." I'm like, I was like, but that he's just a great guy. After you talk to him, he's just a great guy. So
It is. It is.
that's awesome, man. That's awesome. So I had an opportunity to talk to Jonathan Hudson as well. He
Yes.
knows you well, and so he brings up WXW final show is on April 13th, right there. The
Yes.
grand finale. There's Pops in the middle. There's the champ right there, right below. Um, his question to you is who he plans on facing that final show. Who do you want to
Okay.
face that final show?
Okay. I'm gonna I'm gonna do a breaking news here for you.
Breaking news, guys.
This
Huge Pop Wrestling
yes,
Podcast.
nobody knows yet. This is yours. This you're the one, the first person that's gonna hear it, and the fans who's waiting. Okay, Jonathan Hudson is an amazing wrestler. I faced him in the last show that we have in WXW, and it was a hard match. And I thought at the end I wasn't gonna be able to walk, but when the opportunity presents, and they told us that we were closing the company, that is the last match, and I had to defend that belt for the last time. I thought to myself, do you want to wrestle Jonathan Hobson again? And I'm not taking anything from him. He's an amazing worker. Or you wanna have one of the biggest matches on your career. So I send emails and messages to a group of guys that I know it can elevate this title for the last time to another level. And one person say, I take the opportunity. And that guy, I respect him and admire him inside and outside the ring. This guy is a two times WXW Hall of Fame. He's been all over the world, Japan, Mexico, every single state in the United States. He's an ex WWE. He's been everywhere. It's the type of guy that when that music sound and he goes out of the curtain, it struck fears not just in the wrestler, in everyone around. And when he said, "I'll be the one to to be in the ring with you," and the WXW management said, "Yes, this is the guy that you're facing," I had no other answer for yes. I take the challenge. I know it's gonna be hard. It's be difficult for me. I'm been training to step in the ring with him because I know it's gonna take me to a different level when I finish that match. And this man is Loki.
Really?
Yes.
Damn. Loki. Huge Pop Wrestling Podcast. You heard it right from the Cure's mouth. Vertigo Rivera said his last match of his WXW career. He's putting that title on the line against WWE star Loki. That's going to be a banger of a match. And where can we watch this match at?
Well, their show is already sold out, but we're gonna stream it live. We're gonna send the links on every social media when we get it. So the people that gonna have a chance to buy the tickets and be there personal, they're gonna have a chance to watch it.
That's awesome, man. I will look for that link. I will watch that. I want to see that WXW. I don't know. Do I have your? I mean, I can ask. I guess I'll ask this on camera. Would I have your permission to stream it on my podcast as a watch along? If it, or don't you think I would
No,
have
no
to?
problem. I think there's no problem that we eh, we're gonna we're gonna stream it live. You can
Okay.
without no problem just pass it through. So the more people who watch it, the better.
The April 13th fishing with Will is that's the day April 13th. WXW final event. They had to close the door. We were praying for Alpha. They He decided to close the door for health reasons, I guess, is what I heard.
Yes, yes.
And we Huge Pop Wrestling Podcast has the opportunity to continue covering WXW roster, and we'll interview those guys. So it'll be fun. I will turn into your podcast for sure. Awesome, thanks, man. Here we are. So Port Vale has said that. Jonathan Hudson says who you're facing. Does WXW still have a future? Will someone continue Pop's legacy, or are we just
Okay, we got the things. WXW is not just WXW further. Yes, legacy is gonna be continued, not in Minneola, not on under the Pop's hands. We also Alpha Union runs a company called Battlefield that's under the umbrella of WXW, and he's gonna push and try and continue uh, that legacy. Also, and if I understood right, we don't have anything yet. Tim Samu, he used to run WXW C4 in Pennsylvania. I think he's gonna open his door again, but in Pensacola to keep WXW alive.
really?
Yeah, so far it's not sure. We don't have a date yet, but we we might work on some of those stuff with him.
So Pensacola. So after we get off of this, I don't go after I close the show. Don't go anywhere. I got to ask you about that Pensacola thing.
No problem.
So your wife chimes in and says WXW has It had an illustrious 27-year history. The final show is going to be a pinnacle. WXW will forever live forever through the lessons Dad or Pops has taught every single person who has ever been a part of the company. Pops, man, I would hope sometime during these interviews I get to meet you and say this to your face. But if you're listening, please, Pops, understand you laid the groundwork for the you and the Wild Samoans laid the groundwork for tag team wrestling. You guys are badasses, and then you bring your talent and your knowledge to WXW, and I can see it through your son-in-law Vertigo Rivera. I I want to just say thank you, Afa. Thank you for everything you do and everything like that, man. It's amazing. You're amazing to watch you as growing up as a kid. Man, I'm excited to be. I don't want to fan out, but I'm excited to be part of WXW and share their stories. I'm super stoked, man. It's awesome. Um, Eric Schaefer, you know who that is?
Yes.
Why did you come from Puerto Rico to the U.S. to wrestle, and what are the differences in styles and fan base?
Okay. Like the company I used to wrestle in PR for Channel Two, IWA. The owner and promoter died in 2008, in 2008, 2006, and the company started going down slowly, and they closed the doors in 2012. Then started running shows in indie shows, indie companies. Did some stuff with Carlos Colon, but it was something missing. I needed something different, and I decided in 2014 to move from PR to Florida. And I was looking around, did some indie shows and ACW, FIP. I worked in a bunch of different places until I finally put my feet through WXW. And since that day, it's stayed there. The different of fans, I'll be honest, the fans on PR, I love my people, but they're not as supportive and at the fans from the States. The fans from the States follow you everywhere. They buy your merch. They know and understand wrestling and talent. The fan of PR, if you're not the guy that they like, they will bury you. They will treat you like shit. They don't care. They will go on social media and do a whole case because for anything. Here, they understand, they respect this is a business, it's entertainment. We're there for them and they're there for us.
Yeah,
And that's the one of the reason that I like the fans here the most.
right. I mean, we are some crazy people, man. We have opinions that we
Yeah.
have. It ain't. I mean,
Yeah,
so
they're always the ones that like why these guys here. But then
right,
and when it comes to wrestling, okay, here it's more technique and high fly and high spot and entertainment. You go to PR and it's hard. You gotta fight. If you don't know how to fight, people don't like you. You gotta bleed. You gotta be strong, and you gotta go to the limit the whole time.
absolutely.
That part of PR, I like. I like that. That bring that to the table, and I grab that, bring it here, and I mix it with the style here. I make my unique style.
Absolutely. So another, the last group of questions is about came from your wife. So these should be good ones. But I have to ask you. We've been here for an hour. I have to ask you. Do you acknowledge the tribal chief?
100%.
Yes, sir. Is
Hey,
he gonna?
look right there.
I knew it. I see that. Man, that the one that your that pops wore on WWE about several months ago.
Yes.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome, awesome, awesome. So I had to ask that because so my next thing is Roman Reigns gonna win at WrestleMania night 2?
Yes. He should. Why finish the story right now? The story just starting.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm
Why?
I'm a fan of Cody Rhodes.
Why?
Okay,
Yeah.
But
I
why do you
respect and admire his work, but why finishes now? What's
correct?
next then?
Right. I think they should let Roman Reigns at least beat Hulk Hogan's record.
Oh yes, yes.
That's smart business.
Go to Summertown Survivor Series at least.
Yes, thank you. I agree. I will clip
Yeah.
that, put it on my TikTok because thank you for
Yeah.
agreeing with me. But yes, I acknowledge the tribal chief for sure. So what's it like being married to the Samoan dynasty?
Well,
uh,
that's a question I get a lot. Well,
trick question, trick question.
yeah, I love this family for real. I love this family. They accepted me since the beginning. It's different thing. Like to be honest, I had a previous marriage, but it was weird. It was different. The family didn't accept me uh, for what I do or I've been doing. Because like as wrestler, they treat me like I was weird. It was I wasn't like a normal human being for them. And here it's different. Everybody understand and know that you're a wrestler and what you're going through. So it's a family, it's a brotherhood, it's everything is love. Like I love this family. Every single one of them is they're amazing.
Absolutely. I want to say before we go further, thank you for your service. I was told by Ms. Bella that you were served 12 years in the army, and I say thank you for that.
Thank you.
Um, you are, and I had to go look this up, and thank you to your wife. She gave me some links. This is some of the stuff that this man that so whoever's watching, not only can the Cure Vertigo or Rivera um, wrestle, talk the game, be a good husband, an army vet. He also can draw. So here's some stuff that he is drawn, and this is amazing. This is crazy good. I like this one. That is so
I
cool.
had a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, there's a
I
bunch
draw,
of stuff.
I draw, I paint, I dance, I do a bunch of stuff. I play a lot of video games, play
What's your
baseball.
What's your favorite video game?
I'm a shooter guy. I like Call of Duty and Battlefield and stuff like that. But I love Kingdom Hearts. I'm a
Okay.
big Kingdom Hearts guy.
Kingdom Heart guy. Okay. So before we get into for you to close the show, you have something coming up in March before the last WXW match. You have a here's the flyer. You have a match
Yes,
March
UCW.
24th, UCW. So talk about that. Talk any words that you have for your opponent that you need to get off of your chest. Talk to us about that.
Well, so right now, let me tell you, UCW. This will be my third show with UCW. I really don't have an opponent.
Okay.
I don't even know who's gonna be facing me. But whoever's gonna facing me that day, March 24th, I'm sorry for you. You're about to feel and know why the cure is always been worse than the sickness. I'm gonna take you to wrestling school 101, and then I'm gonna laugh at your face, kick you out of the ring, and teach you why that's my home and nobody step on it if I don't let them.
Absolutely. So UCW, guys, March 24th, Universal Flurry, Fury, Vertigo, Rivera will be in action. Don't know who it is, but you heard his warning shots. If you're going to be his next opponent, I would pretty much pay attention to what he says. And he said he's going to kick your ass. He's going to push you out of the ring, laugh at you, and make you wonder what the hell did you come in there in the first place for? Because this man's going to teach you a lesson. Basically, is what he said
Basically.
in my words. So, what's next for the Cure?
Well, right now I'm whoever. If you guys wanna be part of this business, wanna train, wanna learn wrestling from the last main trainer of the Wild Samoan Training Center. I'm right now the main trainer of the Riot Pro Wrestling Academy at Volusia Mall. Uh, If you want to be a wrestler, you shoot me a message at my pages, Twitter be the Cure 13, Facebook Vertigo the Cure Rivera, or Instagram be the Cure 13. You shoot me a message, I send you the link. You sign up for the school, and I will make sure your career is in good hands. Also, I got a bunch of stuff coming on. I got uh, I don't know the dates by. I put everything in notes. But I got this Saturday. I got Riot Pro Wrestling, but I also got coming. I'm gonna debut in Storyteller Wrestling. Uh, that's April 20. I'm gonna review for the first time April Storyteller Wrestlers, and I have UCW coming on. Uh, my last WSW show. I need my notepad. That's what I said so far. But if you want to know more about me, I post every single show I have in my social media. And if you can't find it, send me a message. Vertigo de Q Rivera. I will let you know where I'm gonna be.
Yes.
Vertigo de Q Rivera, Facebook, be the Q13, Instagram, and Twitter. I'm
Good.
always available. Just ask if you have a question.
Yep, he answers pretty good. Pretty quick. So Fish and Will says Prime Hulk Hogan versus Roman Reigns. Who wins?
Roman. When it
Roman.
comes to power, and Hogan, I love Hogan. I'm a big. I had a funny story about Hogan, but I'm a big Hogan mark. I gotta tell you that way. And the first time I met him, I met him in a SmackDown show. My father-in-law called me to introduce me to him, and I was like a little kid with a grin, like side to side, just looking at him. And I was like, I'm a big Hogan fan, but to be honest, when it comes to technique and work and power, Roman will take him out right away.
Absolutely. Absolutely. What is the next for the Alpha family? For Alpha and his family.
Well, we're gonna take care first of Alpha's Pop's health. I will make sure everything is 100% right before we move on with other stuff. But at the moment, we have our last show on the April 13th and Battlefield Pro Wrestling in PA. Keep running. You can find it on social media. There's an amazing show. They have their own pay-per-views. They stream the regular shows, and we see what happened with Pensacola when we start moving forward with that.
Awesome, man. So this is your time, man. I just want to say thank you for coming on the show. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your humble and you're willing to do this. I thank your family. I thank your wife. I thank everybody, Alpha, Pops, everybody. I thank you for opening up this opportunity for me. It was amazing. I'm going to let you close the show by telling everybody what's on your mind. What is one thing you need to get off your chest? And then I'm going to play some music, but don't go nowhere. I want to talk to you in private. Okay?
No problem.
It's yours,
Hey,
man.
hey, wrestling fans, watch wrestling. Don't fight about big companies, small companies, this brand, this other brand. Cherish the business. Watch every single one. Uh, if you like someone, share the stuff, buy their merch. We're here for you. We put our bodies in the line because of you to entertain you. So just respect what we do, share the business, cherish everything, and have fun. You don't have to fight as a fan because this is better than another. We all here for the same thing. Just love each other. And before, one more time, Vertigo the Cure, Rivera on Facebook, BQ13 Instagram, BQ13 Twitter. And if you want to buy my merch, go to Pro Wrestling Tees, Vertigo the Cure, and you'll find all my t-shirts there. If you can't find it, shoot me a message. I'll send you the link.
There you go. You just heard it from Vertigo, the Cure Rivera's mouth. It's been a joy, Mr. Rivera. Huge Pop Wrestling Podcast fans. I hope you caught it. If you didn't catch it, the live version, you'll see the YouTube, the upload on YouTube tomorrow. So check that out. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, everything. Check out Vertigo the Cure Rivera on Facebook, all his social medias. Thanks again, my guy. I love you. You've been amazing, and don't go nowhere.
All my dogs, make some noise up in this house. Who is in the house? Who is in the house? It's the gangster of destruction, so you know what's going down. And when the drive-by's coming, then you better hit the grind. Cause when your body hits the canvas, then your head is knocked out. Who is in the house? Who is in the house? It's the gangster of destruction, so you know what's going down. And when the drive-by's coming, then you better hit the grind. Cause when your body hits the canvas, then your head is knocked out. Fight with Adrian Whisper is like a fight with the devil, because when he's dealing with you, you cannot get on this level. Fight with Adrian Whisper is like a fight with a king. It's like a fight with an army, they got the tanks and everything. He's leaving bruises and stitches, possibly leaving you crippled. Cause when he sets up the table and sends you straight through the middle. 6 sadistic free, beat that ass with a light bulb. Leave a piece of glass embedded in the back of your skull. Who is in the house? Who is in the house? It's the gangster of destruction, so you know what's going down. And when the drive-by's coming, then you better hit the ground. Cause when your body hits the canvas, then your ass is knocked out. Who is in the house? Who is in the house? It's the gangster of destruction, so you know what's going down. And when the drive-by's coming, then you better hit the ground. Cause when your body hits the canvas, then your ass is knocked out.